a blessing. I'll say that. I'll say I've had many blessings here. So a little bit of history behind me. I do come from a sales background. I used to work for a big telecom company. I ran their business to business sales for like 3 years in LA. And I got tired of the everyday grind of doing that. I was making okay money, but not the money that they promised. So I looked for something else, and it was either real estate or insurance, and I jumped into that. So I've been with Family First Life since 2019, and I do work out of Los Angeles with my good buddy Albert Lau, now a board member. And yeah, it's been a blessing, man. I mean, truly. I mean, I've changed my life drastically from, how I was living 3 years ago till now. I mean, the conversations are different, even the people you hang around is now different. You start leveling up, you start talking to people, hanging out with people who are, doing big things for themselves. And it's no longer the 9-to-5 crew. Now you're hanging out with big business owners, people who are making a lot of money. And we're all trying to, pull our experiences together to make our teams perform. So I mean, I love it, man. I'm fully blessed. This year I'm on track to probably do around 600 families. So if I can do more, cool. I have I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to say all of it is live transfers. I mean, I have a good business that I'm working with annuities as well. So I'm going to hit Hall of Fame with live transfers, 400 families, but I have at least maybe about 300 families worth of business with some annuities that's pending right now. And I've already pushed through quite a bit already for this year. So I'm truly blessed and thankful for that too.
Beautiful, beautiful. So it's a little mix of both. Real quick before we start, Anna said it's a little choppy. Everybody put a 1 in there if we're okay.
Is my side choppy or is Rob's side choppy? Is that which side's okay?
Everybody's putting a 1. Everybody's putting a 1. So we're okay. Thanks, Jared and everybody else. All right, cool. So it's been a mixture of annuities and live transfers. Cool. So in my agency, we got a few people that are pretty aggressive with the annuities, like one of our top guys, Saeed, Joe Martinez, Mario Espinoza. So real quick with the annuities, how's your conversation with that? How are you opening up that conversation? Because that's the golden question. To be honest, I did over 400 families last year, my first year, and I probably left with the conversations that I'm talking about now. I probably left, honestly, probably 150 families on the table.
The facts. You're taking all my secrets. You're leaving. You're taking all my secrets, bro. I don't know if I want to give it out, but
everybody's sending you. Everybody's gonna send you Maxwell and Fleming cards then.
Hey, so okay, here's the thing with Family First Life that I love. We all share, we all love each other. I mean, I have big respect for Sean and Andrew, and I'm always going to help out. So there's a transition. A lot of people don't understand the transition. When you're in a home and you're speaking to families and you're trying to help them, you get that annuity there, you see that they have some money, just annotate that. Don't even focus on that. After I'm done helping them, blah, 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 yada, 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 I say, hey, during our whole appointment here, we took down some notes that you have some money in a 401k. Now, I'm not an expert. You always got to say that, even if you are. I'm not an expert. I've only been doing this 3-4 years now. What I want to do is, Rob, I want to go ahead and take your statement back to my team, and they're going to really see what your money can do for you now. Because I'm pretty sure you're like my dad, man. I know you saved up your whole life for this, right? Like, yeah, man, I've been in this 401k for 30 years. And it's not performing, I'm sure. I mean, the stock market's all over the place, right? And they'll say yes. And I'll say, hey, just like I said, I'm not the expert, but I know a lot of people that can definitely help you make your money work for you instead of you worrying about it. So go ahead and grab your statement and let's see what we can do.
And when you say your statement, you're talking about bank statements?
The annuity. Yeah, for their annuities, their IRA 401k.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so 401k statement and whatnot. Got it.
Yeah.
So you take that back, and who do you take it to? You call AMS, or you got that down back?
I do. I got it down myself now, but realistically, for a brand new agent, it's very important that you link up with your top guys that are doing annuities, because first off, you can just reverse engineer the situation for a minute. You had a perfect stranger to you. They allowed you to give them life insurance, and now they built up that trust. Now, the annuity part, this is where the trust is going to come on a whole different level. This is a whole level of trust. So when you get that statement, when you first start, immediately you want to find somebody on your team who knows what they're doing about annuities. And you want to say, hey, I got this client, they have this, they're this age, what should we do? You know, and then ask them. And then they're probably going to say, hey, I need you to ask your clients a few questions. And that's when you start the conversation. So you say, hey, Rob, so Rob is my client. I just helped him. He's 65, you know, and he gave me his statement. Hey, Rob, good thing is, you know, this is the next day, never the same day. Give it a few days. Call him back 2 days later. Hey, Rob, I spoke with my team. Now they want to help you the best way that they can. Do you mind if I ask you some questions about your 401k? And they'll say,
Yes,
yeah.
that's fine.
And then I'll say, and then I already have the questions lined up. I don't have them quite memorized perfectly, so I want you guys to write them down if you like to.
Yeah,
So
let's do that.
Here's some of the questions that I asked that's allowed me to get some of this volume behind me for annuities. Give me 1 second. Okay, so the first thing is what are your retirement goals? And then Rob will be like, you know, I'm 65. I didn't plan accordingly. I'll probably work to like 75. And I'll say, okay, got that noted. I'm gonna let them know that. Cool. And I'll say, Rob, when do you plan on taking distributions from your 401k? Do you need the money now, or can you leave it alone for a little while? And then the next question, and this is so important for you to pass suitability. And a lot of the agents that are on here that know about annuities, suitability is actually very important. Very, very important. You don't want to put someone in an investment that they really can't afford to invest, but you just locked them in another 10 years. It makes you look bad. It makes the thing look bad. So we have to do our best to vet out our clients. So, but besides this 401k, Rob, you have any other income or assets to live off of? Or can you leave this money alone for a while?
Let's do that one more time. Sorry, JP.
Okay.
It did freeze for a sec. It did. That
Okay,
last question froze.
Am I back up now?
You're back up now.
Okay, I do apologize. Our internet in the office has been kind of wacky. I do apologize about that. But, sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
Here's the third question, and you always gotta be passionate about it too. Like, every single client is your only client. Rob is the only guy I care about. You feel me? And if you talk to your clients in that way, they're gonna do business with you. So here's the third one. Hey, Rob, do you have any sources of income outside of this 401k that you can touch, so that way you don't have to touch this money for 7 to 10 years, so we can invest it properly for you? Do you have something like that, like a savings account? Ask that question, take your notes, boom, boom, boom. Now you get to the fourth question. Now, you just told me that you have a savings account. Now we have options for 7, 10, 15 years with these annuities. State of California, we can go 10 years. Now, are you comfortable investing with me and the team that's helping me with your annuity, so you can see a long-term growth? Are you comfortable investing with me and with the theme? And they say, yes. Boom. Okay, yes. Now, Rob, just like I said, I'm not the expert. We have a team of experts. I mean, I've only been doing this 3-4 years. There's a team of experts who've been doing this 15, 20, 30, 40 years. I'm going to run by your exact statement to them and the questions of how you responded to me. And I'm going to get back with you in a day or two, and I'm going to let you know what they suggest. Is that all right?
Yeah, that's fair.
That's the second conversation. The third conversation is booking the appointment where we go in the home and we do the annuity. We do the application. Hey, this is what we came.
So as I'm writing information, you'll be able to see.
So the third touch is actually going in the home and showing the illustration. You're going to call them again to say, hey, let's set an appointment. This is what they came up with. You never give them the options over the phone. Sit down with them, show them the full illustration in person, talk about Athene a little bit, and go over every part of that illustration with them. And that's generally how, as long as it goes smoothly, how, 3 touches and it's a sell.
And it's usually a wrap after that.
Yeah, 3-4 touches.
Nice. And there's a reason you want to do it in home, correct?
Yeah, so I'm working on another annuity right now out in Las Vegas. And Vegas is a 3.5-4 hour drive from LA. Now, when it comes to big money, I always want to do it in person. If someone gives me a $10,000 check or $20,000 check, I mean,
Yeah, whatever.
no big deal. But when we're talking about $500,000, $1 million, 1.3 million, I'm going to go there and show face,
Yeah.
Hey, Athene. And here's the thing, though, that you guys can do to kind of help even bridge the gap even better. You say, hey, Athene, they actually sent me out here to you because they wanted me to better serve you and really explain everything. And that goes a long way.
Instead of just over the phone, not personal.
Yeah. You give me your life savings, Rob. Let me go in person. Athene, they gave me a little expense card that I can use for travel. They allowed me to come see you in person. Is that okay with you? So just so I can make sure that I'm giving you the best information in person and you can see the illustration, we can go word by word and see everything. Is that okay? Yeah, they gave me a card. They gave me my travel card, so I'm authorized to come see you and sit with you in your home and explain everything.
Beautiful. What would be some resistance? Why wouldn't it go the way that, let's say, you wanted?
When I do it like that, it's always smooth. But when I first started, I was
messy.
I mean, yeah, it was messy. I mean, I'm not saying I've submitted a ton of business, but I'm getting close to 1 million now. I have probably 8 or 9, probably 9 annuities behind me, somewhere around there. But
of this year?
No.
Since last year.
This past year and this year. So I'm talking about so I'm talking about so I'm not like a crazy annuity guy, but what I do know is that the ones that I get, I usually close. Nice. And, I usually am able to help them where they feel comfortable and I can get referrals from them. So, I've added that to my whole inbound with the phone script, or with my phone sales. Yeah.
And the comparison of somebody keeping their money in a savings account or 401k, the interest gained on that compared to an annuity is night and day, right?
Oh,
because
yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. And I do apologize that my internet is so bad here because it keeps going in and out on my side too.
It's fair right now. You're good.
It's fair now. Okay. So a good thing about annuity, I even got my dad an annuity. I say, hey, Pops, you got to get this. You're 64. Hey, we got to invest this for you now. You can, and the market, as bad as COVID is, the market's actually not doing bad.
Yeah.
It's actually not doing bad. So depending on your of how you allocate their money, your clients are going to be just fine. You see what I'm saying? So compared to a savings account where you get 0.0025% or 0.001%, we can get you locked in, generally between a 5 and 9% gain, bare minimum 3-4%, 4% on $500,000. Come on. So a lot of the clients that I see that I help with the annuities, I think it's always good to bring energy to the conversation and get them excited about making a lot more money than just letting it sit there. And by me doing that, it allows them to see the big picture. You can double this money in 10 years, maybe even triple it. You never know. You could probably do a lot more. In a bank, you'll have,
depending on the market.
And it doesn't.
Love it.
Exactly. No market exposure to the loss of the casino and knowing you're going to win. Okay, let's go to the casino.
Right.
You know?
I like it. I dig it. I dig it. All right. Well, thanks for the annuity combo. Didn't know we were going there, but I've been sleeping on it since last year, bro. I'm like, man, I missed out on so much, but it's all good. We still win HOF. It's all good.
It's all good.
All right, man. So what I also want to
good.
get into is your phone game right now, right? So we had a conversation a little last year, from what you're doing now and today, and performance-wise is night and day, technically, right? The numbers say that.
Facts.
Right?
Facts.
So,
100%.
So what happened from last year to this year? Was it, convention, seeing the people going Hall of Fame and you could have done it? Was it this awakening? Was it, just turning those wants into needs? What happened that where you just completely flipped the script and you're already doing 100 families in 100 days?
Okay, so let me ask you a question. And am I allowed to be brutally honest with your guys? Because I don't like to sugarcoat stuff.
100% honest. Keep it a G.
All right, let's keep it a G. I went to work. I'm working now.
There you go.
I talked to my upline, Albert Lau. He's a board member here. He's dude's freaking killing it. I should have did 700,000 last year. Straight facts. But I wasn't working. I was working on my own schedule. I wasn't fully committed. And a lot of agents, they don't become fully committed until they see people passing them up. Rob, you are an excellent salesman. 100%. You know it, I know it. But guess what? It doesn't matter how good you are, Rob, if you do not go to work, bro.
Yeah.
It does not matter. It does not matter. Dude, I could sell this to anybody, but if I'm not buying enough leads, who am I going to see? My family is my mom, my dad, my brother, and my little brother, and my fiance. That's it. So for you to do 300, 400, 500 families per year, that's really a basis of you going to work. It's nothing special. It's nothing special at all. Now, if you want to talk about the exact details of hitting those numbers, just from what I'm seeing, you're definitely going to have to put in the sweat equity. But me and you both know, I'm not sure. I thought you were working in the car business before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
I know you busted your tail for that car business, right? For that company. Yep. Why can't we do that for ourselves?
Unbelievable.
Why can't we do the exact same thing for ourselves? Go all in, work from 8 to 8, work a double, work on weekends, talk to other people, try and get better about our business, buy enough leads so we can be successful. Why can we not do that for ourselves, but we're good doing it for General Motors, Mercedes, AT&T, Verizon, Google, YouTube, wherever you came from? Why were we good at doing it for them, but we're not good at doing it for ourselves? And then once I came to that conclusion, I text Sean Mike. I said, hey, bro, I'm doing 800,000 this year. Sorry, 800 families this year.
Yeah.
I text Sean. Okay, so here's the thing. Sean came to, so Albert, so here's a little history for some people that don't know. Jack Yu has been in the business for a cool minute. His original upline was Andrew. Andrew's upline is Paul. Albert's upline is Jack. My upline is Albert. So Albert's like, hey, JP, I want you to come to Jack's office and speak to some of the guys. You're doing good now. We need you to come out there. I said, all right, I'm down. So, Sean's out there for sure. He's talking and, he's a powerful guy, man. And I love him to death. He brings a fire. Mm-hmm. He's like, JP, come up here for a second. I'm like, all right, cool. He's like, I already know you're going to hit Hall of Fame, but you're going to double it. I was like, all right, let's do it. So just allowing myself to go to work has been more profitable to me than anything else. Because I know, Rob, you have guys in your team that are so talented that they just aren't using their time properly, dialing leads enough and seeing enough people. They're doing busy work. If it's not making me money, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, straight out.
it out. And I finally learned that now. So like I spend less time with agents who aren't moving. You know, all last year I held a lot of hands. Now I'm like, hey, bro, I got to be on these live transfers. I got to be making calls. Like, I don't have time. You got to figure it out. We gave you the recipe. Now it's time for you to cook. It's time for you to get moving.
Straight up.
So, I mean, I'll be surprised. And I mean this with all sincerity for all the people on here who don't know me, is that I don't want to sound not necessarily like I'm the greatest gift or Rob is the greatest gift, but I will tell you the difference that maybe Rob might have and I might have right now for all the people who are on the call is that we might just buy more leads than you. That's all. We might just put more hours in than you. I mean, am I lying, Rob? I don't know if I was supposed to say that or not.
No, hey, please go ahead. I'll put up my lead purchase against a lot of people. Yeah.
Hey, like, I mean, bro, like me and you are blessed with the gift of gab. We love people. We love to talk. But here's the thing too. We got to buy leads, bro. Yeah. And a lot of these agents do not buy leads. The first thing that they do, I'm like, well, how much money did you spend on leads? I spent $800 yesterday on live transfers. And you're worried one day I spent, and I'm going to spend another $800 today. Like, are you investing into your, are you investing into your business? Do you believe in yourself enough to convert these leads into sales? And these are some of the questions that you have to ask yourself to make sure you stay productive. Are you able to stay productive? Are you buying leads and you dialing them like crazy? Are you seeing enough people? Or are you afraid to buy more leads when you have a bad week? Yeah. So my girlfriend slash fiance slash wife slash coach slash everything is on this call right now. And she was telling me that she's proud of me because, you know, the live transfer game, it's a little bit different than just buying CRM leads. Mm-hmm. You know, and when it came out, when Sean said, hey, I want you guys to try Zoom, live transfers, try whatever, I was the first one to try it. I said, let me see if I can get good at it. And I wasn't afraid of the lead cost. I wasn't afraid. Some people are like $100 a lead. I'm like, yeah, it's only about $100 a lead. You don't have to buy the lead. You don't have to drive over there. You don't have to do all these things. Why not? They're already interested. Cool, I'll do it. So it's all about perspective. And a lot of newer agents, they just don't have the right perspective and they don't live by it. That's all.
Yeah, I see that. And it's completely about perspective because let's say how you just said, you spent $800 on live transfers just yesterday, right? Or today. I spent about $500-600 today as well. You help one family out. Your return on investment is back, right? Exactly. You help one family out. You know, you made your return back. So then I think we got to ask ourselves, are we just being cheap? And cheap is gross. You know, I heard Sean say last week, he goes, cheap is ugly, gross. Bro. You know what I'm saying? So I think the fear really handicaps people. It's the ability to actually go to work. The ability, I think people don't really have hold of their why. Right. See, my why, your why, you said it already. It's your parents, it's your girlfriend, it's that. Right. Mine right now is my parents, right? And then my future family. Solo dolo right now, but my future family. Right. So that is why every day we wake up with that fire. Chavez, stay on the muting, please, sir. Thank you. So that's what it is, man. So your live transfer, what are you using? Is it the EverQuote? Is it the data lots? What is it? Where you at right now with that?
Okay, so here's the thing. And I'm going to ask you one more time, am I allowed to be fully transparent?
Go in.
Okay, now I have, and I could care less what anyone else says because I have the live data for it for the last 8 months. And you got to go with live number. You got to go with the numbers. So I stopped using data lot and I stopped using EverQuote. I use only all web leads right now because they're the easiest to get refunds with.
Nice.
Now, the reason why I say that is because with that a lot, not saying anything bad, but they're a little bit harder to get your money back.
Yes, I noticed.
And I mean, I think a lead is a lead. I can care less as long as the person's live and breathing, and then they tell me they're interested. I'll try and just sell them. So I could care less.
Sure.
So I have 30 states. I'm with all web leads. I turn it on. I don't max bid anymore. So like my max bid. So here's the thing too. When I first started, I was getting a lot of volume, but I was breaking even or making a few thousand. I turned off the max bid and I just added more states. That's the go-to.
Nice.
That's what people are like. They tell me they know about live transfers. I'm like, okay, well, let me hear. What do you know?
No,
like,
I'll tell you.
I'm like, bro, I've been doing this for 8 months, like all day, every day. Like I actually know it now. So
you've been ahead of this. You've been ahead of the curve for a while then. You've been touching this for almost a year.
We touched it since August of last year. So August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. I wasn't any good though. I wasn't any good. I'm not gonna say like, but now I'm fairly okay.
No, it takes time. Me too. I started in January. All of January, I did half of my normal production, but I knew I had to sacrifice that month, all of January, and a little bit of February to get into the flow that I'm in right now. Because I thought, okay, obviously the in-home, it's a wrap, right? It's 9 for 10 there, you know. But the phones, I thought I could almost do the same. But technically, it's not. It is, but it's not. You can go with the flow. You can kind of go around it, explain the product like that. But I think the information has to be conducted quicker, straight to the point, and your voice has to sell it all, right? So I think there has to be a structure. Because when I started, I was all over the place talking.
I was too.
So if you got a live transfer in, how do you go about it?
Rob, and I'm gonna give this.
Or if you want to touch, yeah, go ahead.
So no. I'm glad you did that. My live transfer script now is freaking fire. But the reason why it's good is because no, it wasn't even me. So I went into my buddy Jack U's office in Arcadia, and this is when I was first starting to sell over the phone. Like I was like a few months in, so I was still a baby. This is like November, probably December of last year. And it's like 4 months ago. And I got off a live transfer. Jack heard it and he said, hey, do you mind if I give you some tips, JP? I'm like, yeah, but hold on 1 sec. Let me take out a piece of paper and pen. Let me take down some notes. So he pretty much grilled me on my call and I took notes on it and I created a script from it. And now I can sell everybody. And it was all just a structure that I had. So like the words that are you got to remember a live transfer script is a lot different than a normal script. It's short, bro.
Yeah.
It's short. Why? Because they already been through the screening of somebody asking if they're interested. Are you a smoker, non-smoker, height and weight, any cancers, any diabetes? All that's on your lead sheet. So some of those things you don't have to ask again. And it sounds monotonous and like you don't know what you're doing when the last representative already asked them all that stuff.
Correct.
So like, I'll give you an example and I'll give my live transfer script to your agents, but just mind you, I did create it, but I created it from Jack U. So I don't want to say that it's like a mixture 50-50 of me and him. So it's not just.
Yeah, you can push it to me. I'll forward it to them.
Rob, I got you. No worries. Okay, so Rob calls in. I say, hey, Rob, my name is Jean-Pierre Badon. I'm the insurance underwriter assigned to get you qualified for coverage today. Now, really quick, though, my number one job today is to shop around all the A-rated carriers for you to make sure I'm finding the most affordable price. I'm going to explain the policy in full effect to you so you know the full details of it. And then finally, we're going to submit a request for coverage today to see if you can get it approved. Does that make sense, Rob?
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then they'll say, yeah. And I say, okay, the state of California, they require me to send my state license to you via email before we get started. Let me know when you get it, and then we'll continue. Boom, send them the email. And then after that, so I'm going to read off my script exactly so I can give you guys exact, because I've gotten so good with it. I've mixed it up a little bit, but I want to give you guys the exact word for word that I use now. But I don't want to put my spin on it. I want to put the exact what I wrote from Jack.
Awesome.
Give me a second. I'm going to pull it up for you guys.
Take notes, peeps.
Give me 1 second, guys.
Good.
Yeah, but the live transfer game, man, it's been a blessing to me. It's definitely changed my business where I can wait for calls and make marketing calls. So it's been
at the same time, right?
Yep, make hiring calls. So now I'm able to build my business faster. Hold on.
Love it. Hey, Chris.
Okay.
Oh, you ready?
Yeah.
I'm ready, but go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say, me and Chris, even Chris, I think you can be honest, Chris, and say that you backed away even for a little bit. We both did that first month, right? Because we were so all over the place taking those live transfers.
Yes, sir, definitely. So this is real helpful. John, appreciate you, man.
I got you guys, bro. And this is fact. Like what I'm telling you is not like opinion. Like this is like real numbers of me doing it for the last 8 months and like really honing down on it and trying to understand how can we get agents doing this? Well, you got to have at least 30 states. You know, you got to have that. That's the biggest thing is having enough states.
I was just gonna
get volume, so you don't. Yeah. So I have 30 states on there. So now I'm getting enough calls. Before I was running 15 and the calls are kind of spotty. California is very competitive. Florida, Texas, very competitive. Ohio, sometimes competitive. So like, you got to have everybody. You know, I'm going to actually add another 15 more states. So I can have almost all of them. But getting back to the script. So I say, Rob, you know, before we start, the state of California or state of Texas, they require me to send my state license to you via email. I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Let me know when you get it and I'll continue. And they'll be like, all right, I got it. I see your picture. I see that. And I'll show you what I send them to. I create a little thing for that. I'll show you. And then now, Rob, we're going to do a quick health assessment. Now some of these words come from Jack. A quick health assessment. That's what Jack says. A quick health assessment to see what company will give us the biggest probability of you getting approved today. Now, Rob, do you currently have any health conditions now or previously? And they'll say no. Do you have any RX prescriptions now or have you been prescribed anything in the past? And they'll say no, yes, whatever. Have you had any recent surgeries or any surgeries in the past? And they'll say yes or no. Now, do you currently have COVID? And they're like, do I have COVID? Like, yeah, man, you know how it goes. I mean, and COVID's been terrible. The insurance companies have been getting their butts whooped because of it, you know, whatever. And they'll be like, no, I don't have COVID, I'm good. And I'll say, okay, Rob, so pretty much what's your height and weight? You say, oh, I'm 5'9", I'm 180. I'm like, oh man, you're in good shape, man. I'm 5'9", 225, man. So I gotta get in better shape like you. And then Rob, I'll say, okay, now I'm gonna ask you a few background questions to make sure you qualify. Now, are you currently working or retired? Oh, I'm still working. All right, cool. I mean, that's good. Now, just as an estimate, how much are you making per month? And there's obviously reasons why I'm saying these things, and I'll break that down in a second. Now, if you're retired and you're receiving your Social Security now, are you receiving it through a direct express card, like a government card, or through a normal bank account? That's a big one. And then you say, and the last question, here's the last question, so you have a good idea if you can sell them term or not. Do you have any felonies or any DUIs in the last 2 years? And I'll say, Rob, I mean, you don't have any Bonnie and Clyde moments like me and my ex-girlfriend, right? And they'll be like, oh, no. And I just make a little joke, you know, you got to make them, you know, have a little fun with it. You know, don't be too serious. Do you have any Bonnie and Clyde moments? And for the older people who 40 and up, they know who that is. For the younger, like, who's Bonnie and Clyde? Like, go Google it, you know?
Yeah, I heard Jay-Z and Beyonce.
That's There you go. There you go. And then you say, well, based off what you're telling me, I'm just going to show you something that will give us the biggest probability. You know, I don't necessarily know your budget. And Jack always says this, I don't necessarily know your budget. I'm going to show you something, and we'll start from there. We can go up or we can go down. Okay. And then you give them the company, Aetna, Americo, whoever, you just give them the number. So just give me a second while I plug everything in. Give me a second, and then I'll give you some options. Now, getting back to the questions. Now, we asked, do you currently have any RX prescriptions or anything in the past? The reason why we ask that is because the biggest thing that we do is simplified issue. Simplified issue means MIB report and prescription history check. So you know if someone is taking cancer medication, we are not going to be able to sell them in America. Cancer-free for 2 years, then you know that we can sell them in America.
There you go. Yeah.
So did I go in and out or no?
For like 5 seconds, you're good.
Okay, Yumi, run it back. So just basically, I was just saying the reason why we run the prescriptions or ask about the prescriptions so we know exactly which carrier will accept them and what product will accept them more importantly. Do you currently have COVID? Reason why we asked that, Aetna people have had COVID recently. Is my internet still going in and out? I do apologize.
We can hear you, so that's good. You're fine now.
We're gonna run this call back for sure. We're gonna run it back because the quality of the call, I do apologize. We're gonna have to definitely fix. I'll definitely make sure I'm at my home office compared to the office out here in LA. The internet's been acting a little weird in the building. Now getting back to the questions, what's your approximate height and weight? Now, obviously we asked them that, not to be rude or anything like that. It's just, there are height and weight restrictions. I love Aetna because if they're a bigger person, we can get them approved, without any issues. Now, getting down to the background questions, and I'll make this short. The biggest thing you have to realize is that almost all carriers do not accept felons within the last 10 years for term. Mm-hmm. So everybody on here, you guys need to know almost every single carrier will not accept a felon for term within a 10-year period. Most, 90%, 95%. So if we get a felon on the phone and he has or she has committed a crime and they did their time 6 years ago and they're 56 and they want coverage, sell them final expense. Do not show them term, even if they're healthy, because they're going to get declined. They're going to get declined. You might luck up and be able to sell them if it's close to the 10-year mark, 8-9 years. I've had that where I've gotten someone, they were 8 years out of prison and it approved, but it was close to the 10-year mark, you see? But yeah, throw some questions at me because I can talk about this forever. I'm passionate about it. I love this stuff.
Yeah, so let's do this. Go for the close. Show us how you go for the close, and then I'm gonna open it up for Q&A. So a lot of my telesales people, like Saeed, I want you to have a few questions if you don't mind. But go for that close. So after you ask them,
okay. So based off of
present the options and close.
Okay, so based off of, and obviously when you're doing telesales, you need a sheet of paper with you, a blank sheet of paper every time. I have a blank sheet of paper. I'm taking down their information, taking down what they're saying, and it's up to you to really know what you're doing to where you don't have to look up the term, the cheat sheet. You already know which carrier is going to give them the biggest shot. And then I say, hey, Rob, based off of your health conditions and your age, we're going to go with a company called Aetna. Now, I'm going to show you based off of your retirement, you're getting about $3,400 a month. And I use the amounts off of whatever they're getting. If they're making a lot of money, I'm going to show them a big policy. If they're not making as much money, I'm going to show them a middle policy and a smaller policy. Now, there's a lot of people have different ways of closing, and that's totally fine. And the reasons why they show the numbers that they show. But I honestly believe over the phone, I rather sell a smaller policy than a bigger policy.
Yep. That's what we talk about. Yep.
In person, I'm going to sell $300-400 a month and be comfortable. 200, 300, 400. That's fine. In person all day, but over the phone, you don't get to build that rapport as strong. So to kind of keep my business on the books, I keep it a little smaller, like maybe 20%. Yeah, like I take it down a little bit, just a little over the phone.
Agreed.
In home, knock it out. They love you, Rob. They trust you. They want your service. Knock it out the park. But over the phone, think about the price just a little bit, because you don't have the rapport as much.
Agreed.
So the close, hey, Rob, based off your health questions, we're going to go with a company called Aetna. Now, I'm not sure if you're going to get approved, but we're going to go ahead and get an application in. Go ahead and grab your driver's license and we'll go ahead and get started. And that's my close.
Boom.
Boom. That's it.
Love it.
Yeah.
Just doing that all day.
Yeah, all day. But the thing is, like, you got to get enough calls. So, like, that's the part where I'm still trying to master down. I want to get.
And what time are you turning this on? What time are you turning these on? 9 in the morning type of thing?
No, it just depends. When I was first hammering it out, but then you got to manage your burnout too, because it is, you got to manage your burnout.
You're just sitting.
You're just sitting.
That's my problem.
You're an active guy. So, when I was on it hardcore, I was doing from 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. That's sick, huh? I know.
That's nuts.
But I got off of that I was starting to get a little lower. My numbers are dropping. I'm like, all right, let me get back on the grind. Let me start, because you got to remember, your whole goal is to get 10 calls in a day. That's your only goal. Because if you get 10 calls out of the day, on a bad day, on a very bad day, you're going to close 2.
Yeah.
And on a good day, you're going to close 4 to 5.
Now do those numbers at the end of the week.
Exactly. So that's where you're trying to be at.
That's how you get 100 families in 100 days.
Exactly.
JP in the building. Guys, JP, you mind to open this up for questions? I didn't know how fast the time went by. We're going to open this up for Q&A. All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Guys, if you want to unmute yourselves one at a time, ask away for the telesales, the live transfers, whatever you guys got, clearly he's being open book, which we appreciate. So go ahead, guys.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead,
So
Saeed.
this is one of our top guys, Saeed. This is the one who's great with the annuities and started telesales a while ago as well.
Thanks a lot, JP. This was awesome. Really good. And thanks, Rob, for doing this. So a couple of questions. How long is your typical live transfer call? Like from the minute you receive the call until you submit the app?
20 minutes.
20?
20 minutes.
Including submitting the app?
Yeah, because you got to remember, this is a shorter sale than the in-home.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You got to remember that, and that's why I was struggling for the first 4 months. I was doing my in-home over the phone.
Right.
Get to the point. Sell them the insurance. That's why they're calling in.
Fantastic. That's awesome.
That's why they're either calling in or they're allowing someone to call them and transfer you over to you. So it's a lot shorter sales process, and then to keep my business on the books now, since I'm selling a lot over the phone, I send every single one of my clients a small thank you card with my business cards.
That's awesome.
And if they buy a big policy, I send them a $25 Starbucks card if it's more than $200 a month with my business cards. Only if it's over $200 a month. And then JP, do you get any? Do you get any pushback when it comes to asking for the bank account? No. So when you run, it's all about your confidence. It's your confidence, Saeed. You got to be professional, and that's why you send your state license to them via email. Hey, Saeed, before we get started, the state of California, they require me to send my state license to you via email. That way, you know you're working with a licensed professional before we even get started. Now go ahead and check your email so we can get started. That's why I do not get the banking problems. They never say it. Maybe 1 out of 100. It's how you're coming off. You're coming off unsure, and that's why they're not giving your banking. Or their banking, excuse me.
I love it. Sorry I didn't turn my video on,
Okay.
but I appreciate you. Thanks a lot, JP.
No worries, no worries. Any more questions, guys, or?
Unmute yourself, guys.
Hey, Rob, it's Deanna.
Hey, Deanna
Hey.
to Premium.
There. Hey, JP. Thank you so much for this call. It's awesome. My question is, as it relates to bidding with the transfers, did you start low or did you immediately go in at the highest bid? I think I'm struggling with what's a good average, you know? Do you get up daily? Do you just keep it at the same rate?
Okay, so that's I think that's the most important part of doing live transfers is watching your money and understanding your lead cost. So when I first started, I was getting a lot of transfers. Why? I had it at $125 a lead. I was outbidding everybody.
Right.
At one point, I had it 150. I was like, dang, this phone's ringing off the hook. But I couldn't afford that, to be real. I was like, damn, I'm going broke. So here's the thing. You gotta pay attention to your numbers daily. So if you're not getting calls, you want to raise up your bid.
Okay.
So it's totally up to how many states that you have. Now, right now, Rob, let me share the screen with your team so they can see
Sure.
how I have mine set up.
Chavez,
be
go
silly.
ahead and give him access to share the screen.
And then Deanna, just a good starting point is to at least bid 80 bucks. I mean, 80 bucks will get you calls. I know that. 80 to 85 will get you calls. The closer you get to 100 and go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I was doing 70 for a while. I moved up to like 120, and it's still not as often as I expected. I was like, well, where 20?
Oh, okay. That means do you have all the
Not states.
do you have all the states and all the profiles that I have on all web leads?
I have 19.
Okay, get to 30.
Okay.
Because you might be in competitive states like California, Florida, Texas. Those are competitive.
Okay.
And a lot of us agents, we always have California, Florida, Texas.
Right.
We always have those. So
Okay.
you got to get the weird ones, Iowa, Indiana, Minnesota, Virginia. You got to get some of those to get the volume up.
Okay. Thank you.
So no problem. Get more than 19. So
Good
here
question,
is,
yeah. You should be able to share your screen now.
okay, so here's my my live transfer setup. Are you guys able to see everything?
Now.
I can't see anything on mine.
You,
Okay,
Chavez,
can
you
you
gave him
guys see
access?
it? Wait, can you guys see it now or no?
It's
Yeah,
loading
it's active.
and we're good.
I'm telling you, the internet's so bad. I do apologize, Rob. My bad. The internet's terrible here right now.
It's all good.
Okay, so if you go to profiles, let's look at my profiles real quick and see now it's down again. Okay, see, this is where I'm at for today. Check that out.
Got it. That's your bidding right there, correct?
That's my bidding. And Deanna, do you have all the profiles, final expense, my premium life and standard life?
No, I was looking like I don't have all those. I think I
Yeah.
only have premium, so I need to add those. That's probably what the problem.
And I just figured that out because what they do is they don't tell you all this when you first start. They just get you started. You gotta call, you gotta add the profile yourself.
Okay,
Yes, you add leads call profile and I'll add calls profile.
okay. So we can do it on our own. Would you suggest calling them to actually set?
Yeah. If I were you, I would call the actual representative, customer service, and then have them explain it to you as well. But pretty much what you're doing is you're just adding. So we go to life. It's fairly simple. I don't want to take up too much of everyone's time. Final expense, add that. Standard life, premium life, add that. Do not add substandard life because you will get AIG clients over the phone and it's not profitable. Does that make sense? Do not add substandard life because you will get AIG, and we all know AIG pays you 60, 70, 80%.
What's that?
and it only advances you 6 months. So you never sell substandard life, only standard, premium, and final expense. That's it.
Thank you so much, JP.
You're very welcome.
Thanks, bro.
All right. No worries. I'm actually getting a live transfer right now. I think I'm getting a live transfer right now. It's supposed to be.
Answer it.
I don't know if it's a live transfer. Hold on. Give me a second. Hello.
We're all on pins and needles, like.
No, it was actually a call for business funding. Everyone's trying to give me money for my business now.
Oh, that would have been a call right there. Like, let's go, JP.
No. It's actually paused. But
hey, Rob, this is Teresa. I told JP, I said, JP, once you get that business money, just give me a call, brother. We got to get that corporate credit going.
Oh yeah, we're good. Please give me a call.
They're all trying to lend me money. That's right.
That's my
no
upline, brother.
substandard.
I'm getting the juice every day.
I love it.
Yeah. So Teresa is part of the team, and we're just growing. We're trying to do our thing. Now, for the agents who are wanting to do live transfers, remember your skill set has to be sharper. You can't expect good results without knowing what you're doing, because you got to reverse engineer it. Like when you call Wells Fargo and you want them to transfer your money, they're not like fumbling through what they're saying. They know exactly what to say. They know exactly what to do. They take control of the call. What's your driver's license? We need to verify. They're not afraid to ask these things. And you can't be afraid, and you gotta know what you're doing to be profitable selling over the phone with live transfers. So that takes some self-awareness for your own self. You got to say, hey, am I at that point where a live transfer is profitable for me? Am I good enough? You don't have to be great. Am I good enough to run live transfers at 60, 70, 80, $100 a lead and close it comfortably? And if you can say that, then all you got to do is just get enough calls. And then you're straight.
Would you recommend a few in-homes first? Definitely a few in-homes first.
100%. Because I don't want to jump on here, and that's why I don't really get on. That's why I wanted to ask if I could be straightforward and honest with everyone, and I didn't want to blow any smoke. I truly believe that getting proficient on the phones of setting appointments and being in the home. If you haven't written 30,000 in a month, or help 30 families or 40 families in a month, you have no business doing live transfers. If you have helped 30 families or more in a month, give it a shot. And if you can help 30 families or more a month, every single month, and you're doing it just fine, keep doing it. Find what works for you. Live transfers is a game changer for me, because I'm at the point where I want to be able to grow my team, and I'm actually my own recruiter now. So I'm using my hours as recruiting hours while I'm waiting for my sales to come in.
And the reason why you talk about the 30 families, 20, 30 families, is because the lead cost of a live transfer.
Yes.
So JP's not trying to egg everybody on. Oh, it's so butter. It's so nice. Honestly, yesterday and today, I've helped 4 families, and I've took probably 2.5 hours of calls. You know what I'm saying? So I understand where you're coming from. It's beautiful. It's actually in a sense of luxury, right?
Yeah.
But
Yes.
we're saying this firsthand. There is a cost to that luxury, right?
Yes.
So that's why you guys need to. That's why everybody stresses out work, because it pays off, not just financially, but to the point where new things start to emerge, like life transfers, and people who have been working hard this entire time can take advantage of that. Now, instead of him paying a recruiter immediately, he can be his own recruiter. He can make his money and help families, all at the comfort of one desk, right? So there's definitely a cost here. I think we both want to say that. We don't want people paying thousands and they're like, what the heck happened, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, this is my 3rd year with Family First Life, and I finally understand my numbers and what makes sense. So the faster you get comfortable with knowing your own numbers, knowing your lead costs, what you're averaging, your appointment count, you know, how many people you're actually sitting in front of, the more comfortable you'll be spending money or investing money into your business. The sooner you know your numbers, the more comfortable you will be investing into yourself, your business, and doing what you're doing.
It's all about the numbers.
It's all about the numbers. I'm closing 30% right now, live transfers. So if I get 10 calls, I'm closing 3. That's just facts. So I'm making a few thousand if I can get 10 calls. If I'm doing really good, you know, if I hit half of them, which that's a good week, then me and Rob know that's a home run. That could be anything.
Anything.
You know, so that could be anything. I mean, literally that can run into an annuity too. That can run into referrals. That can run into all this stuff. So the biggest thing that I want to share with you guys is not that live transfers is so good. It's just an extra tool. It's an extra tool for your tool belt. But you got to at least know how to build a house before you're trying to before you're actually trying to decorate it. Right now, me and Rob are decorating the house because we already know how to build the house. First, learn how to build the house, then we can decorate it. You can hire Teresa. She knows everything about decorating houses, and her house is beautiful, you know, but you first got to learn how to build it. You got to talk to Rob, you know, ask him, how do you build a house? And then we can make it pretty with live transfers.
Yeah. Good analogy. Nice. That was smooth, JP. That's a good one, bro. We'll give you that one. We'll give you that one, bro.
I mean, I'm just trying to be full. I'm glad you're allowing me to just talk how I would talk to my agents. Hit the field first. You're not doing live transfers. Hit the field first.
Yeah.
Then let's do live transfers. I got to get you associated with closing and making money first and getting comfortable. You know, Rob, you don't mind spending $1,000. Like, all right, cool. You know, you're going to make it back.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but you have the experience of hitting the field hardcore, and you know what it takes to make sales. And then what I'm doing, I want you guys to hear one of my live transfers because I'm ruthless. Dude, I am ruthless on the phone. Rob, let me give you an example. Like I say, it's $50 a month. Rob's like, I want to think about it. And I say, well, Rob, didn't you just call in to get insurance? So what are you thinking about? Like, why are we thinking? I mean, you just told me you're diabetic, you have no insurance, you already had 2 surgeries 3 years ago from a stroke. No, Rob, you need this. There's nothing to think about. We're doing this right now. So my live transfers can go like that. And that's from the experience of being in the home. And my girlfriend, Esmeralda, she's seen me do it in the home. And that's why I'm now comfortable doing it over the phone.
Yeah.
And if you haven't had that experience of doing it in the home, you're not going to do it over the phone. You're like, oh, well, yeah, go ahead and think about it.
I'll call you.
Yeah, I'll call you back, or just call me when you're ready. No, we're ready right now. There's nothing to think about. You need this. Me and you both know. And then also too, we don't even know if you're approved yet. The insurance company, let them think about it. We don't even know if you're approved. Let's go ahead and get this done now. All right, so go ahead and grab your driver's license. Let's get going. So I think having that positioning over the phone, you learn that from being in the home a lot. So I'm blessed and grateful for my experiences most of last year and the year before.
Agreed.
Grinding out in the homes, you know, last year and the year before.
Love it, bro.
So
JP, man, you are the man, bro. We over an hour, that flew fast. You know, you're pretty entertaining as well, so we're gonna give you that. Man, honestly, bro, I really want to thank you for coming on, though, man. Live transfers is another thing for people to really think about, people to supplement, and something even to work towards. You know, it's exciting that you can work towards these live transfers and literally just be here all day, do what you got to do while taking calls, bro. Any last words besides the live transfer part? If you were a brand new agent, hesitant to get started, seeing everybody around you do it, but just not taking action, what would you tell your early family first life self?
You have nothing to lose. The reason why you have nothing to lose is that because money can be replaced, but time can't. My good friend is Albert Lau. You guys don't know who he is, or some of you might know.
My boy.
But he has a big business, and he's been telling me the same thing for years. Like, JP, why are you not having marketing? You need to have why are you not paying for that yet? And then like, it took me a few years to like pay for it. Like, come on. It's because I wanted to be the expert first. So now I'm the expert first, but I have no team. So how does that benefit anyone besides myself? That's very selfish.
Wow, that's fast.
Like, I live a good life by myself. I don't have 10, 15, 20 agents living a good life with me.
Yeah.
So that's what my goal is now. I need 30 freaking guys with me that we're freaking balling.
Yeah.
Facts. That's what I'll tell myself. And don't be afraid to invest into hiring and marketing, because we got the experts like Rob. We got the experts who can teach you how to sell. Just bring them to Rob and he will help your team sell. That's what I would have told myself.
They know I'm here from. That was fire. Hey, that was deep and vulnerable, bro. I appreciate that, man, because that's one thing you look back on now, right?
Bro, I should already be at $1 million, to be honest.
Yeah.
My team does, and this is nothing against them because they're all brand new, but we're doing like 80 to 100. 70, 80, but that's because I just started hiring like 6 months ago. Really?
Yeah.
I should have been hiring from day one, and my team would have been doing 600-700 families per month already. Probably more, because I got my buddy Albert who teaches me everything. But I was just too hard-headed. Now I'm listening.
Facts like that.
You know?
Love it, bro. Appreciate the vulnerability, man. That was real.
Hey, I gotta keep it real because I don't know anywhere else. So, you know.
That's it. We'll keep it like that. West Coast is the best coast. JP, bro, thank you for your time, guys. Please, everybody, put a 1 in the chat if you loved what JP brought for us, man. Thank you for your time once again, JP. Anything on my end or the Frontline organization or the Prolific and Marathon organization can do, bro, obviously reach out, bro.
I got you. And then I'm going to go ahead and send over an example to your email. I got you. Take a peek at it, see if you like it. And then, you know, that's basically what I'm using.
100 families in 100 days, baby. How can we not?
That's right. Yeah, we got you. No problem.
Okay, thank you, love.
Yeah, send that over and I'm in all their chats. So I'll send everybody the stuff.
Okay. No worries.
I got you guys. Thanks again, guys. Take care, everyone.
All right. Thank you.
Frontline, let's go.